Today I'd like to show you 3 fun ways to eat candy buttons. The topic of candy button eating styles has been covered by Mr. Randall XKCD, but I'd like to expand his categorization to include a few more nerdy styles. I always like to eat my candy buttons along the long rows instead of going across because it seems more efficient for quick consumption. You might be wondering why I'm smearing glue all over this strip of candy buttons. This is so that I can make a double-sided strip. 6 long rows total, which I could glue into a loop, still 6 rows, or I could give it a half twist to make a Mobius strip. Here's where I'm checking to see whether this glue is non-toxic. Anyway, I'm going to let that dry and show you a different way first. If you take a normal strip and loop it the normal way, it's got 3 different rows. That means after you eat the first row, you have to switch over to the next, and that's not optimal. Shift it a little, though, and the first row spirals into the second. You can eat the entire strip of buttons just by following one row straight. You can also do this with the shorter rows, though it's a little tricky. Okay, second way. Pick one side and one row of your Mobius strip and eat along it until you get around the loop. Curious thing about Mobius strips, you seem to have somehow eaten some of the buttons on the other side of the paper. You can try it again, starting with the row on the other side, and find yourself left with only the middle row of both strips of dots. But there isn't 2 rows left to eat, the way there would be if the paper was glued into a loop with no twists, and when you're done with that row, you find you've eaten all the candy buttons from both sides, or rather, from one side, because there's no both. The Mobius strip only has one side. But this is supposed to be how to eat candy buttons like a recreational Mathemusician, so let's get to the music. Fold over the top edge and bite the paper after the first row. Hold the paper firmly between your teeth. Use one hand to stretch it out, and stretching more or less will change the pitch. Then use the back of your nails to play the buttons. Here's Mary Had a Little Shoop. Is that an encore I hear? Well, if you insist. Next I'll play the seasonal masterpiece, Jingle Bells. Now a few announcements made over stupid footage. If you're not interested in announcements, feel free to let my voice wash over you like a gentle breeze while you zone out and stare at the pretty colored dots. First, I've got a couple of requests from teachers who would like to show my videos in class, but their school blocks YouTube. I think it's really awesome that you guys want to do that and fully encourage such behavior. All of my videos are now on my website, byheart.com, in non-YouTube format, along with transcripts of the text to help those for whom I talk way too fast. Secondly, I've gotten a lot of Facebook friend requests lately. Friending everyone would be confusing to me because I will forget who I know in real life and who I don't. So I've decided to set up a byheart Facebook page instead, which will make it easier for me to communicate with y'all without getting super confused. Thirdly, a rant. I was lucky enough to grow up surrounded by beautiful and creative mathematical concepts, but most people just haven't been introduced to any of the fun stuff. The problem with mathematicians is that sometimes they're so used to both the concepts and the mathematical language that when they try to explain cool things to the uninitiated, the communication isn't very effective. The mathematician goes away wondering how anyone could react with anything but wonder and awe at the beautiful thing they just explained. Their victim goes away wondering whether they couldn't have escaped the conversation sooner by faking their own death. But just because someone doesn't understand mathy words doesn't mean they can't get the concept if you explain it in a different way. People are smart enough to understand concepts in mathematics that are so cool that you might not even realize it is math. Thank you for being the proof. I know many of you are out there doodling and trying these things, and I would really love to see it, so please take pictures and link them in the comments or even make a video response. And lastly, I've gotten just so many wonderful comments and emails in the past few days. It's quite incredible, and it's going to take me a while to get through them all, but rest assured that I'm reading them. Big thanks to the station for featuring me, and thank you so much, John Green. My subscriber count increased by a factor of 10 in the few hours after being featured, which is, to be mathematically precise, significant. And then I got links from a lot of other places too, so hello to you all. I am thrilled to have you watching. I have a few videos I'm working on and very excited about, but I wanted to get something up ASAP so that I'd have this chance to say thank you. And when I saw the candy buttons in the store today, I was already thinking about Mobius strips, and one thing led to another. So, I'll see you next time.